Multicultural Melbourne frequently tops the list of the world's most livable cities. Visit this vibrant city at the head of Port Phillip Bay, and you'll see why. Australia's second-largest metropolis exudes an unmistakably European feel. Grand Victorian buildings recall the city's gold rush riches, and tree-lined promenades and a tangle of hidden laneways make exploring the city especially rewarding. Culture is a big draw. Art lovers can get their fix at Melbourne's impressive museums and galleries, and foodies will also find plenty to love. Famous Aussie chefs flaunt their talents here, whipping up creative concoctions from around the world. You can feast on everything from Greek, Italian, and Indian cuisine to Spanish and Vietnamese. But perhaps Melbourne's biggest claim to fame is sports. The famous Melbourne Cup horse race, held on the first Tuesday in November, brings the entire nation to a standstill. And Australian rules football, footy, elicits an almost religious reverence. If you're a sports lover, try to catch a game at the Melbourne Cricket Ground while you're here. Tennis fans flock to the Australian Open in early February, and Formula One followers eagerly anticipate the Australian Grand Prix. Before you head out on your sightseeing tour, find the best places to visit in the city with our list of the top attractions and things to do in Melbourne. Before the starting video, subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Number 1. City Centre. The Melbourne City Centre is where the city's foundation was laid back in 1835. Today, it is one of the busiest commercial areas of the city, filled with shops, boutiques, restaurants, theaters, and even sports stadiums. The city centre is also known as the Central Business District, or the CBD of Melbourne. It is home to shopping malls, markets, jewellery stores, and Melbourne's oldest market, Queen Victoria Market. Bahawal Grid, considered Melbourne's oldest neighbourhood, is also in the city centre region. Today, Melbourne City Centre, a centre for all economic activities, is a blend of the old and the new, with age-old architecture and buildings coupled with some of the most modern structures. Number 2. Federation Square. When Federation Square opened in 2002 to commemorate 100 years of Federation, it divided Melburnians. There were those who loved it and those who hated it. Either way, Fed Square has become an integral part of the city, a popular meeting place, and a great spot for tourists to start their sightseeing. You can't miss Fed Square. It's located opposite Flinders Street Station, a major public transport hub. The building's ultra-modern design of open and closed spaces stands in striking contrast to the surrounding Victorian architecture. Number 3. Southbank and South Wharf. Need a culture fix? Head to Southbank. Located on the banks of the Yarra River, a short stroll from Flinders Street Station, this scenic precinct is packed with shops, cafes, and cultural attractions. It's a wonderful place for a stroll along the river at any time of year. Looking for things to do in Melbourne at night? You'll find some of the city's best nightlife here, especially in the South Wharf area, where heritage sheds are converted into lively entertainment venues. It's an evocative space after dark, when the city lights ignite and reflect off the river. Southbank also hosts enticing alfresco cafes, restaurants, and live entertainment, and the many festivals held here throughout the year amp up the vibe. Number 4. Yarra River. A riverboat cruise is not only a relaxing way to see the sights, it's also an insight into the history of the Yarra River. Many cruise companies can be found along Southbank, and it's a fun way to get your bearings before you set out to explore the city on foot. While you're gliding down the river, keep an eye out for Birrarung Mare, originally called Birrarum, meaning River of Mists and Shadows, a waterfront parklands celebrating Aboriginal ties with the Yarra River. Number 5. Scene at Docklands. Docklands is Melbourne's newest waterfront entertainment precinct. With the highest concentration of Green Star-rated buildings in the Southern Hemisphere, the satellite village is filled with cafes, restaurants, tourist attractions, and parklands. It's one of the most popular Melbourne attractions at night. You'll find something here for everyone. Enjoy 360-degree views of Melbourne, the Dandenong Ranges, and Port Phillip Bay from the giant observation wheel, Melbourne Star. Snap some pics at Artfo, an interactive 3D art gallery. Take the Docklands Public Art Walk, or soak up some street art scenes at Blender Studios. Docklands is also home to Etihad Stadium, the Junior Wonderland Amusement Park, and the Ice House, a world-class ice sports venue. Number 6. Performance at Arts Centre. Arts Centre Melbourne is the city's leading arts and culture venue. Easily recognizable by its spire, it sits on the banks of the Yarra River, near Southbank, and is a wonderful place to attend a performance of theatre, dance, music, comedy. Arts Centre Melbourne incorporates a range of state-of-the-art theatres and spaces. These include the State Theatre, home to the Australian Ballet and Opera Australia, the 884-seat Playhouse, the more intimate Fairfax Studio, and Hamer Hall, the premier performance space for the revered Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. A short stroll away, you can attend an outdoor concert at the Sydney Meyer Music Bowl in the King's Domain Gardens. Number 7. Royal Botanic Gardens. Melbourne's Royal Botanic Gardens are among the finest of their kind in the world. Established in 1846, the gardens encompass 2 locations, Melbourne and Cranbourne. The Melbourne Gardens lie in the heart of green parkland extending south of the Yarra River, about 2 kilometres from the CBD. Covering an area of 38 hectares, they are home to more than 10,000 plant species from around the globe, including many rare specimens. Number 8. Yarra Valley. The name Yarra Valley denotes the region on the upper bank of the Yarra River in Victoria, Australia. Located to the east of the Melbourne Central Business District, the valley lies across the riverbanks stretching towards the Port Phillip Bay. The region is endowed with myriads of natural treasures, from bushlands to ocean fronts, high deserts, and acres after acres of mesmerizingly beautiful vineyards. Owing to the natural features, agricultural produce, as well as the picture-perfect Lily Dale to Warburton Rail Trail, the valley attracts a large number of weekenders and day trippers from around Melbourne. Number 9. Flinders Street Railway Station. Regarded as the oldest and 4th largest train station in Australia, Flinders Street Railway Station is one of the most recognizable landmarks of the city. It features a popular green copper dome, a unique yellow facade, arched entrance, clocks, and towers. This heritage-listed railway station in Melbourne boasts brilliant histories and fascinating stories about the entire metropolitan rail network. Number 10. Elwood Beach. Situated within the city of Port Phillip's local government area, Elwood Beach is a stunning and eclectic part of the country endowed with a long expanse of the coast and beautiful scenery. It is a renowned bayside beach destination that attracts thousands of visitors to a range of activities, like swimming, boating, and sailing. The beach is a perfect weekend getaway for families to enjoy barbecues and picnics on the extensive seashore. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.